Did you know that 4.2 million older adults over 50 and over are living with HIV worldwide? On today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about HIV and aging. Welcome to Sex Talk with JoJo Bear. I am JoJo Bear and I'm a somatic sex and intimacy coach. If you haven't subscribed to my page, please click on the subscribe button right below you, or check out my website at metamorphicembodiment.com. So, in the US, HIV began mostly as a disease of young men. Today, however, the epidemic affects both women and men of all ages. But now, since the advancement of HIV medications, men have been living longer with HIV, and now these people have to deal with aging in HIV. It's hard to believe that some of these organizations are getting all this information, are using 50 as being older. Okay, recent advancements in developing HIV drugs have successfully kept people's immune system healthy with fewer side effects. Despite the tremendous improvements that HIV drugs that now enable most people to live long and healthy lives with HIV, there are several ways in which living and aging with HIV are different from aging while HIV negative. Some of the health problems experienced by older people appear to happen earlier and faster in people living with HIV. This is sometimes referred to as accelerated aging. Something else that we can talk about is comorbidities. What's that? Well, comorbidities are referred to medical conditions that people have in addition to HIV. Compared to HIV negative people, people living with HIV are more likely to have one of these or more of these conditions, such like diabetes, liver disease, anemia, cancer, bone disease, premature aging, high blood pressure, and a lot more. So the bodies of an HIV positive men that are aging are constantly dealing with a barrage of ailments. So, how does this affect their self-esteem or their sexual self? Well, it does. Let's talk about mental health first. Most men feel loneliness or even suffer from depression because the body is aging and dealing with the ups and downs, symptoms that come from the medications and how the body is looking completely different. So not all men are dealing with long-term HIV, being on medications for HIV and other comorbidities, but also being present with the challenges of aging. So I work a lot with men over the age of 40, and right now there's a big population of long-term survivors of HIV who are in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. A lot of these men didn't think that they would be living this long, but they are. So one of the big things that I hear from men that come see me is that touch, intimacy, or sex has taken a back seat. Some men feel so discouraged how their body looks or even embarrassed to be witnessed by another man. And this can create a big disconnect for healing. So we all need touch and the ability to feel connected. It's so important. So I have the men that come in frustrated and discouraged about their body and feel so numb in areas that should be brimming with love. So here are some of the ways that I offer assistance to men that are feeling the blues about their sexual self, that are aging with HIV. We begin to create intentions or goals. So examples for that would be, I want to feel comfortable naked with another man or men. I want to be able to receive touch without feeling so yucky. I want to be able to be sexual with someone or myself. Then we start to focus on sensations. What feels good? How can I drop into my body enough to establish awareness for what is pleasurable? For so long, men who are long-term survivors of HIV have been on 1 million medications and dealing with comorbidities that they rather not drop into the body. It's too painful. But remember, we can create new pathways that are pleasurable. we can actually create healing in our body that will activate the immune system. So, we also want to talk about the landscape of the body. Let's go there and talk about the body. Yes, it's changed, but that's a fact of everyone's life. What are you going to do about creating acceptance? Is that even possible? And what would happen if that is possible? Think about that. Then we start to focus on physical touch. I have a ton of somatic exercises that I do with clients that start to wake up the body. All of them are self-directed. You as the person and the client are empowered to ask for the touch that feels comfortable for you. This happens with full agency and consent, so the person knows exactly who is this for. I've worked with so many men that have come to me and said that the only people that have touched them are their doctors or medical staff. So start practicing. Practice touching yourself. Practice being touched. Practice being present with the touch. Taking in the pleasure that's so rightfully yours. Yes, maybe your cock doesn't work the way it used to in the 70s. Yes, maybe you have lipodystrophy that's making you embarrassed, but touch is so important. Touch boosts the immune system and lowers the blood pressure. Physical touch increases the levels of dopamine and serotonin, two neurotransmitters that help you regulate your mood, as well as your body. So relieve stress and anxiety. Dopamine is also known to regulate the pleasure centers in your brain that is a counteract to the feelings of anxiety. And it literally manages stress, which is so important to the body. So every body shares a story and also holds on to all the sensations of pleasure. It may not look like it was in the heyday of your youth, but you can still attain these sensations if you choose. So my invitation to you is, why aren't you allowing yourself pleasure? Start small and find out where and how you want to be touched. Hugs, massages, intentional touch. Finding out where in your body that you can feel the maximum amount of pleasure. I'm not just talking about sex. I'm not even talking about performing either. It's about dropping into your body. Maybe that is the last place you want to look at or focus on right now. Maybe you're feeling shame or discouraged about how you look, or that you can't feel pleasure. But by allowing yourself to do this, you can create some healing. So, before I go, let me tell you that if you are HIV and aging and watching this, thank you for being alive. Thank you for being you. You matter. And you are history. You are living with this disease, and you get to educate us. You are our elders, our fathers, our gay mothers, our rebels, our survivors, our teachers. Now, here's my challenge for you. Allow and accept touch. From yourself, from others, from everyone. Now, age is something we can all deal with. HIV negative or HIV positive. So let's just do this with pleasure. Thank you for watching Sex Talk with JoJo Bear. My name is JoJo Bear. I'm a somatic sex and intimacy coach. Subscribe to my videos or check out my website at www.metamorphicembodiment.com. Thank you.